Hello beauties. I hope you're having the most amazing day. Hello to you if you're coming on the replay. I am just going to wait a couple of minutes to see if we've got anyone coming on live with us today. And I am going to open up my notes so that I can read through those. If you are coming on live, say hi, let me know you're here. Hey Kieran, I am just so thrilled that you're giving up your nap to join me live. I know you said that you were doing that earlier. Hey Katie, hey Liz, hey Kat, hey Natalie. So many favorites here. The best, the best. Hi, hi, hi. So good to have you all here. Hey Beck, so good. Yay! So many faves. I mean, you're all my faves. So many of my peeps are here. So happy to have you all with me. Hope you're having the most amazing days. Let me know what is happening your end. Noah is watching. Hey, baby boy. So good. I did see on your IG, maybe I was watching from a couple of hours ago back, that he was supposed to be napping. I don't know whether he's still supposed to be napping. Hey, Kat. Hey, Kieran. Hey, Michaela. Hey, gorgeous woman. So good to have you here. Okay. I'm going to dive on in today because I've got a bunch of things that I want to cover, but it's so nice to have so many of you here with me, especially because today I'm getting pretty personal. I mean, if you know me well, you know that I have no qualms getting personal on most days, but I'm chatting all about my business today. Obviously, through the purpose and intention to serve you as always. But I just know for me that I really love a bit of a behind the scenes into what other people are doing in their business, what they have coming up, what their plans are, like what's going through in the mind of the CEO, the founder, the person that's at the helm. So I wanted to share where we're at in the Swift Ventures business with you, to hope, and I love that I've got Niv here with me as well, who is obviously part of Swift Ventures, and Niv's probably like, what are you talking about today, girlfriend? So good. So glad you're here. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Haley. Hey, Tracy. Okay, I'm going to stop saying hi and being in party mode and actually dive into the content. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be talking about all things Swift Ventures today, where we're at in the business, where we're at in 2020, my word for the year, what we've got coming up, what's going well right now, what's not going well, and then also me personally, what some of the things are on my vision board at the moment, what is, just a whole host of different things. So I'm going to dive into all of that. I feel like my internet may be wigging out a little bit, so let me know if it is. It just looks like I'm a little bit disjointed, but hopefully it rights itself if it is. Okay, so let's kick off with the word that I chose for this year. So this year, I personally chose the word, and I'm sure many of you will have seen this, I've shared this already, the word spacious for the year. And the reason that I did that is because the last couple of years of the business, it's gone from like startup mode to scaling mode really quickly. And it's all been very bang, 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 like let's go. And I just want to say that's been a choice, because my aim has always been to build this business and scale it, utilize my 20s and early 30s to scale it to a point where it's got a framework and a structure that feels really supportive long term. That's always been my personal objective, and I think it's really important to share that because obviously business looks different for everyone, and we all have different amounts of time and objectives for our business and all of those things. So that's really been my objective to this point. And then as I was starting to feel into what I wanted this year to look like, the word spacious kept coming up and I kept resisting it, because I'm quite yang in the way that I work and the way that I operate, and it felt like a very yin word. It felt like paring back. It brought up a whole lot of resistance for me, if I'm honest. but it just kept coming back. And I've never consciously chosen words. I've always allowed them to drop in and take hold, and this word spacious kept coming up. So I allowed it to drop in and was like, okay, I get it. I get that it is about creating space rather than the business being about creating more new things and like going all in to keep building things out in 2020. How about it's about leveraging what we've already created. So leveraging the courses and the programs that are already in existence in the business and being able to roll those out and continue to roll those out in a way that's really supportive, really nourishing, really nurturing for us as a team at Swift Ventures without having to constantly reinvent the wheel, essentially. Now, has this year so far actually been spacious? No, it's not. So that was absolutely my word. That was absolutely my intention. And January has not been spacious so far. There's been a few, different reasons for this. I think I'm going to start with energetically. There's been a lot of things in like my clients' lives and my team and the people around me that have been really impacted by things going on in the world, and obviously myself included. And that has, I think, put a lot of pressure on online business in January. I've seen it put a lot of pressure on online business through from everything from people not knowing how to show up during the bushfires to being personally impacted. I've had people directly, my clients directly, who have been really impacted by the fires, and then just a lot of the energy around what's happening in, to our planet right now and how that's making us show up energetically. So that has meant that things haven't felt so spacious. Things felt quite dense and heavy in January, in my world and in the business world. And that is okay because it's just what it was. And I just want to be really honest that that word has not played out as yet how it was meant to, or how I wanted it to. I believe that everything happens for a reason. And I know that there's a few things that kind of happened in January in terms of, it was obviously a busy month as well because we launched the Coach Code, which was the best thing to come out of January. But I really believe that some of the things that came up that were moving me further away from creating a spacious business, the reason that word spacious was supposed to be the word and still is supposed to be the word is that it could have been really easy for me to just get carried away in that and go, well, this is just how it is. But rather it's about me going, no, I'm consciously bringing it back because I know that my objectives are to create more space in my life, more space in the business life, and to really give the business room to breathe and build more arms and legs in terms of its structure and processes so that it can continue to be really robust and continue to scale in a way that doesn't mean me having to reinvent the wheel or be creative over and over and over again. So that is the first thing that I wanted to share. My word for the year has been spacious. Has the business been spacious so far? Hell no. Is that okay? Yes, it is. Will it be more spacious in February, March onwards? Yes, it will be, because I've made a commitment that it will be. In my team, we've made a commitment that it will be, and so it is. So that's the first part. Another thing that I've been doing to lean into spaciousness is I've been cutting a lot of the fluff that is in my personal life, in the business life, and just going like, what do we not actually need to do? What is just something that I told myself that I needed to do that I don't actually need to do? So I've been reducing the amount of time that I spend in email. I've been reducing the amount of time that I spend scrolling social media. I've been reducing the amount of time that I spend sending replies on things, just cutting down a lot of that time where there are potentially rules that I created or, I read somewhere in a business book that don't actually apply to me or to the business. So I think it's really worthwhile asking yourself, like, are there things that I'm doing right now in my business because I feel like I'm supposed to, or I feel like somebody told me that, or, it just is something that I'm supposed to do. Hey, Chris. Hey, beautiful. Hey, Son. Oh my gosh, I just like mucked my words up because I'm saying hi to 50 million people at once. Hey, beautiful Chrissy, and hey, Son. So that's a really good question to ask yourself. Like, what can I omit from my business? What can I put on my to stop list that is really not serving me or supporting me in any way at the moment? So that's something that I've been leaning into a lot more. So in terms of our plans, and I just want you to know as well, because I know we've got a whole bunch of you live with us, if you have any questions at any point, please pop them below. I really, really love being able to make these lives conversational, especially this one, because it is talking about the behind the scenes of the business. So if you've got any questions as I'm chatting them through, please just pop them below. Obviously, everyone in this community is, you're in a safe space. So whatever you're feeling, if there's anything you want to ask, just pop it on down. So now I want to chat a little bit about our plans for the year ahead from a business perspective. So we completed the first round of, completed the first round of the Coach Code in Jan. So we launched it, and we're, Rachel and myself are in the throes of delivery of that right now. And it is incredible. The community of women that have come into that program has been amazing. The objective for the Coach Code was because I knew for so long that I didn't have a way of supporting people fully in their early foundational stages of business. And when I first started in my business, I was doing a lot of one-to-one work, and I was taking on everybody one-to-one. And then I started limiting one-to-one and limiting it again and limiting it again, and was only working one-to-one with people who were earlier stages of business, and now I'm not working one-to-one at all. And so there's been this intermediary period where I haven't been able to serve and support people who are in their early stages of business. So the Coach Code, in terms of its objective for Swift Ventures, has very much been about being able to serve those people who are early stages of building a service-based business that markets themselves online, or who really want to come back to a framework that is really, really supportive time and time again. So the Coach Code is going to continue to be an integral part of the business. The aim is that Rachel and myself are going to launch that often. We're going to aim to probably launch it twice annually, with the next launch sometime hopefully around August. And I say hopefully because Rachel is going on maternity leave after this round of the Coach Code. And so obviously there's a couple of different variables there, but for both of us, our objective is launching it again a little later this year. So we've managed to time it reasonably well. So that's the first thing that's being planned, is that the Coach Code is going to be something that will be launched over and over again in Swift Ventures moving forward. And because it's a collaboration, it's obviously something where, that's a really smart move in terms of that spaciousness, is that there's two people running it, two people obviously managing the process around the Coach Code, and it's an opportunity to go, okay, well, because there's two people, it halves the work in many ways. So it's been a really great experience, and one that I'm really, really glad that we have done. And also working with girlfriends is something that's just so wonderful. If you have the opportunity to partner and collaborate with somebody who is very much on the same page as you in terms of values, in terms of nurturing community and all of those things, then I really, really recommend doing that if you have the chance to in your business. The next thing that is coming, and something I'm going to mention again at the end, because this is the most important thing right now in terms of products rolling out moving forward throughout this year, is that the Swift Marketing Mastermind is launching again in March. So when I say launching again, I don't even know if it's actually going to go to a public launch, to be honest. It's not going to be there's not going to be lots of fanfare around it, because places in this mastermind are selling already, and I haven't even communicated that to the waitlist yet, because they just have behind the scenes. It's people reaching out who are saying, how can I put down a deposit and sign up? So if there is anyone here who's interested in the Swift Marketing Mastermind, and it's been the most incredible thing creating that and serving these 20 women. Some of you who are here with me now, I've just loved it so much, and I'm so excited that this is going to be something that continues to be an incredible part of the business moving forward as well. So that's officially launching in March. And once again, will be the way that I can serve people who are a little bit further into their business, getting clients, and then looking to really elevate to that next stage. So that is, that's very much something that will continue to be a way that we serve on an ongoing basis. And you can hear how I'm talking about the business in terms of structurally what we've created. So we've got the coach code, we've got the Swift Marketing Mastermind, and this is now a part of the framework of the business where we're not reinventing the wheel. We know the formula works. We know that it's a way that I'm able to serve and show up in the way that I want to with incredible humans. And so there's no point reinventing the wheel in 2020 when we know that it is a really solid way to work with incredible people. You know, I'd love to have you on because I've told you that before. So if you are interested in the mastermind, then please reach out. Let's have a conversation. I can tell you if it's right for you. I would love to talk to you about that. So just hit me up, send me a DM or send me an email at ellie@ellieswift.com. We can talk about that. Okay, so what else? So the other products that we have in the business are Soulful Sequences and Shine on Social Without Selling Your Soul. Blah, 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 blah. Big mouthfuls, right? Soulful Sequences we launched last year. Only launched it once, and it was something that we launched quite quickly before I went to Europe last year. But the reason I wanted to launch it was because it was just something that was like on my heart and on my mind for a really long time of people need this program. People really need a program that supports them to create incredible sequences in a way that aren't salesy, don't look like 50-page algorithms of do this, and then people tune out. Just something that felt really heart-centered and is a great way of connecting with your people. And so we are going to launch that again. The way that I'm going to continue to launch that program is that program is going to become evergreen. So that means that it will be available year-round. And there will be a funnel that we create for that program so that it is easily available year-round and that people can access it and purchase it at any time. So we're in the process of doing that. It's less high on the priority list right now because the first thing that we're going to be doing to be able to then do that is that we are currently creating a brand new brand and website, which is like my favorite thing ever right now. And I wish I had more time to play with it, work on it, do all the things, but I don't, and that's okay because the more time I had to play with it probably wouldn't be like a super useful use of my time anyway. But that is really exciting. So we've just established the new color palette for the brand because, you know, the reason we're doing this right now is that for probably the last 2 years, I've said, I hate my website, I hate my website. My website right now, if you go and look at it, and I'm just going to cower in shame over here, is a website that I created. That brand is, Jackie's here. Jackie's doing my design. Hey, girlfriend. Oh, I can see a question. I'm going to come back to you in just a moment on that now. So I'm really, really excited. I did that design. I had my logo done up by a designer, incredible designer that worked with me at the time when I was still working in corporate, when I had that brand done. And I'm just so excited about this website, just being a reflection of the brand now. And yeah, just something that is so needed. And, you know, just as a takeaway from this, in terms of recommendations around when to do a website upgrade, the reason I put off the website for so long was because I was like, the business is scaling, the business is growing. We don't need to focus on this. It's not a high impact task. It's not a revenue generator. We don't need the new website. I can utilize landing pages for different products. So I have put it off for quite a while. And so if you're hearing me say that I've got a new brand coming and you're like, oh, maybe I need to do that as well, I would definitely encourage you to sit with it first of all and ask yourself, like, do I really need this? Because it can be a distraction from the work, and I have had to put it off so many times. And the reason it's kind of come into being now, it was so beautifully aligned. I remember sitting on the plane. I was flying it was Byron or the Gold Coast last year. And I just had this thought of, now feels like the time to update the website. Like, now really feels like the time. And I jumped on and I was just sitting on the plane. I always find I just come up with the best ideas when I'm on the plane. And I was thinking about it. And then I jumped onto Facebook, because Wi-Fi on planes now. And I saw that a really beautiful woman who I know, who's based here in Perth, had just posted saying that she wanted someone that she could work with, or a few people that she could work with, to build out this new business, and that she was doing. And she really, whoops, I've got something coming up on my screen. Oh, no, it's just my computer buzzing at me. And that she wanted people that she could work with to build out some different websites that they could use as their examples, as their case study projects. And I was like, this is so perfect for me. I would love to do it in that way. It feels really like a beautiful partnership. And so I reached out to her straight away, and she was really keen, and we've progressed with that. And because January became a little bit wild, it's definitely been something that hasn't progressed as quickly as I would have liked, because I like things to happen fast. But that's okay. All divine timing. And we have the incredible Jackie working on the brand, which I'm so excited about. If you don't know Jackie, she is incredible. And the color palette and the fonts and things that she shared already have been amazing. And I'm just so looking forward to sharing that with you. I can't really tell you more because I don't fully know what it looks like yet. And I kind of just need to get everything established and live, and make sure I'm fully happy with it all before I share it with you. Nat has said, with having several options for people to purchase from you, work with you, how do you help create clarity about what's the right one for someone, especially if they feel they fit into many boxes? It's a really good question. So if someone reaches out to me, I'll steer them in the right direction. And, creating these different products, I have felt like I haven't had enough options in the business for quite some time. And so that's why, one-to-one has been such an incredible option to do all of those things. But I know that moving forward, it's obviously not something that's sustainable. And I know you and I have had conversations about when you're moving away from that one-to-one model, Nat, and how to strategically do that. And so it's been about having those conversations with people and directing them to the different locations. The new website is really going to help with that. So there's going to be an opt-in where, based on your results, you will get steered to the right product. So that will be the first thing. There's also going to be a page that talks to the Swift Marketing method. So I'm really solidifying that method of, this is the way in which I do business. If you work with me, this is what I teach you to build your business. And this is the way, this is where you can go based on what you need right now. So yeah, it's really about getting clear in your mind what it looks like. A really great exercise you can do around this is you can literally map it out on a piece of paper. Like, get out a pen and paper and draw, okay, if someone has 0 to 3 clients, where do they go? Obviously, in your case, it would be, if somebody has an underactive or overactive thyroid, where do they go? If somebody has gut health challenges, where do they go? If someone is experiencing X, Y, and Z, and mapping out that customer journey and that flow for them based on where they're at right now. So we can talk more about that. But I hope that answers your question. Let me know if it doesn't for any reason. Okay, so what have I not told you about? Shyness Ocean Without Selling Your Soul will also be launching again in the second half of the year. I've launched that product twice now. We've got over 100 people that have gone through that program, and it is, I'm really proud of it. It was the first course I ever created, and I still think that it is just such an incredible program and so relevant for so many people, especially as organic reach decreases on social media. Just really having the conversation about, hey, it's really not about likes. It is about how to build a wildly profitable business, an abundant business, and use social media to do that, rather than it being about generating likes and thinking that, the number of likes you have on your social media is what matters. And I think over time, there's definitely more of a confidence that's grown in our business of going, well, you know what? I've still got less than 10,000 followers, but I can tell you what, that means nothing for our business. And I've never, ever focused on likes as a metric. And that has served me really, really well. What I have focused on is relationships, building those through social media, showing up consistently, doing the work and going through the process that I share and shine on social. And that's been such a game changer. So that is going to be coming again in the second half of 2020. The other thing that we are doing, and if you've seen, and just quickly, just so big thank you to Beck and Mish for saying lovely things about the podcast. I was about to say, if you've seen, I just gave it away. I just gave it away. I was about to say, and I'm going to be launching a podcast, and then I mucked up my words and gave it away. Thank you, Mish and Beck, for saying really beautiful things about the mastermind. I love you. Podcast is coming. Please laugh with me if you're cracking up right now. Let me know that you are, because I feel like I'm a little bit crazy just lolling to myself at my my terrible not wording things properly, not getting things out. I think I'm talking too fast and I'm too overexcited. So bad. We are launching a podcast in the Australian winter this year. I'm so excited about it, and it is still really early stages of what it's going to look like. So I can't, and I really promise I'm not doing this to like be a tease intentionally. I really want to talk about what I know right now in the business, and there's also things I don't know. So yeah, I'm so excited for it. I can't wait to share more. I'm really glad you're all laughing with me. so bad. I could never be like a game show host or anything where I've got to like keep a secret in some way. So bad. So yeah, I'm really, really excited for that. Absolutely can't wait to do the podcast. I love having conversations with people and talking, obviously, and it just feels like a really, really great next step. And you know, a podcast has been something I've wanted to do for a really long time, but I've had the solid problem of my currency that I've been fighting for or willing back has been time. And I won't lie, I'm not fully there yet in terms of having as much time as I would like. But we're getting there, and I knew that I didn't want to venture into a podcast until I had time, because it does take time. When I've worked with clients who have started podcasts, it's, you know, it is one of those things that I don't want to do it half-assed. I want it to be something that's really smart and strategic, and you know, serves an incredible audience, drives, you know, builds new, grows this audience, and just, yeah, is massively of service. So that is why I haven't done it so far, but it's going to be announced shortly after the website is live, which is really exciting. Okay, so let's now talk about, and if you have any other questions, there's heaps of you that are stuck around and are with me right now, so please ask. I'm going to keep riffing away. Some things that we are doing really well right now in the business. Niv, you can tell me if you think there's anything that we're doing particularly well. Jump on in and share. I think what we're doing really well is what I said before around repeating and upgrading. So looking at what we've got going on in the business right now that works really well, and looking at how we can upgrade that, rather than, you know, something I see all the time with clients and with community is that if something turns to shit, or if something's not good, or if something feels like it just doesn't quite work, it's really easy to want to go, let's just burn this shit to the ground and start again. But that just doesn't ever serve you. It's a form of self-sabotage. It's a form of business sabotage. The best thing you can do is make those small, tiny tweaks and pivots to change and evolve the business. So I'm really proud that we are doing that. I'm not looking to create new, big, crazy things this year. I'm just looking at like serving my peeps really, really well through the ways that we already are, through the ways that we know how to do, really, really well. So that's something that I feel really proud of. Some things that we're moving into next that I feel like we really, really want to evolve further is creating more epic content. Obviously the new brand that I've talked about. And yeah, really just building out that solid container, tightening up our processes and our systems, and just having a real back-end structure that can create more of that space. And this has just been an ongoing thing. I think I've been saying that since day one, and I would say that the business has progressed and progressed and progressed, so that, outside looking in, we definitely do have a solid structure, but it just needs to continue to grow and evolve as the business does. So I just thought I would finish up by talking a little bit more about my personal role this year in the business and my personal vision board as well. I'm going to show you a photo in a moment. But I did also post it on Instagram because I thought it might be easier for you to be able to see it on your screens too. So if you see on my Instagram stories, I posted a picture. I'm going to try and show you, but oops, that's not helpful. It's so hard to fully see. Okay, so that's my vision board for the year. So you can see up the top there, there's a pretty, so that's Che and I, that's our engagement photo. There is a photo of my office, the word spacious. There's this beautiful woman dancing over here and just has the most amazing energy. That's a photo shoot I haven't shared yet about the podcast. The word expansion, that is Sicily. That is a woman who's in a Pilates posture. That is Marie Forleo, and that's Forbes magazine. So I'm going to explain all of those. So for me personally this year, my focus is on my role within the business purely being about coaching and training, creating content, product development, and ongoing education. That has always been the role that I've wanted in this business. And, you wear so many hats when you start out and you're building. I also don't have my ring on because it's getting resized at the moment and it feels strange without it. You wear so many different hats. And so I've just been trying to shed many of those hats as things have been evolving. So coaching and teaching, training, creating content, product development, and my ongoing education being the only roles that I want to have moving forward in the business, so that I can create more of that space in my life and just have more time outside of the business, essentially. So in terms of talking through this vision board, I'm going to do that and then I'm going to wrap things up. So if you have any questions at all about anything I've shared, now is the time to pop them below. I'm happy to answer anything at all. So please feel like you can ask away. If it's something that's too personal, I'll just say too personal. So yeah, please ask away. In terms of the vision board, I'm going to talk through what each of these things mean. So the photo of Che and I, that engagement photo, that for me is just it's like an ongoing reminder that our relationship is my biggest priority in my life, and to always nurture that no matter what. It is also right now a ass-kicking reminder that this year I have to plan a wedding. So if anyone has any helpful tips on how to do that, that would be so appreciated, because I've decided that I'm going to be a bride chiller and that it's going to be easy and that it's going to be simple. And if anyone does not believe that to be true, I don't need to hear it. So I've just decided it's going to be easy. But that photo to me just represents, what's most important to me in my life. The photo of the home office is really about something that I really want to do this year. And I started to do it last year when we bought this house, but I haven't done it enough, is just really make this place a sanctuary. I want to get a little bit more creative with interior decorating stuff. I started doing downstairs last year, and I really, really love what we've created down there, and just love the colors and the way it's all set up. And I'm really excited to play a little bit more with that. I really need to do this office. It's not super inspiring right now. So I'm really, really looking forward to doing that. Spacious, obviously, I've talked to that and shared what that is all about and what that means. That beautiful picture of the woman who's dancing and really vibing her own her own energy. That to me is just like being in my body more. It's like a reminder of just getting out of my head and really, really being able to show up and be in my body and feel empowered and trust that my energy is so everything coming from that place of owning and going all in with my energy first and foremost. When everything flows from there, everything makes sense. Obviously, the photo of me with the headphones is the podcast. The word expansion, that in terms of spaciousness, it's just this feeling of like everything being about deepening and the width, you know, of the business, and just continuing to expand rather than it being like crazy elevation or, you know, creation of new things. More of that epic width of evolving the container that we have already created. The photo down the bottom is of Sicily. We are going there on a family trip in June of this year. We're going to do Europe and we're going to go there, and then we may go to Greece with my parents as well. And we'll probably go back to London because we've got a bunch of our besties there. Forbes, you heard it here first. I would love to be featured in Forbes this year. So let's see if that comes through. It's quite scary sharing that one. The photo of the woman who is doing Pilates, so I've been doing Pilates and obsessed with it so far this year. I'm currently signed up for the 40-day challenge, which is 20 Pilates classes in 40 days. And I'm just loving it. Reformer Pilates has just made me feel amazing. I feel really strong, really empowered, and just really strong, which has felt incredible, more flexible than I felt in years. So that's just my reminder to continue with that this year and just commit to moving my body as much as possible. And that Marie Forleo picture is actually, oddly enough, kind of more related to brand and just constantly being in the energy of how can I always show up as my most empowered, most Marie Forleo self while still always remaining really authentic, really true to who I am. And so that's just my reminder to do that. Anyway, I think that is it. Nat has said I was so chill when I plan my wedding. I'll hit you up with some tips when we chat. Lena, you're going to rock it to organize your wedding. You have an amazing team. I do have an amazing team. And thank you. Thank you. Oh, and Che and I are an amazing team. I think you said that's really kind of you. Oh, because you have met him. That's right. And yes, the podcast. I can't wait. So I'm going to share here, because I've been talking about it, I'm going to share here the link to, if you are interested in the Swift Marketing Mastermind. Let me just pop this link here. For whatever reason, it is not letting me right now. There we go. Oh my gosh, it just keeps like beeping at me and telling me that I can't. That is so strange. All right, it's not letting me load it up right now. So as soon as I get off, I will pop it in here for you. But like I said, if you're interested in the Swift Marketing Mastermind, then please sign up to that wait list. That is the best possible place to find out more about it. I can't scroll right now. It's just decided that I'm not allowed to scroll down further. So it's obviously a sign that I need to jump off. But thank you so much for joining me. If you're on the replay and you have any questions or you want to know more, let me know. I'm so excited about the next round of the mastermind. I've absolutely loved working with this first round of incredible humans. Something else that's coming this year is I've got another way internally that I am going to be offering to these masterminders to support them, which I can't wait to do. I am no longer offering one-to-one work. So if you want to work with me in a coaching, in terms of coaching, then the mastermind is the only way to do that. So please do reach out if you want to chat more about that. I'm really happy to jump on the phone and talk about it to see if it's right for you. If it is not right for you, I will tell you there were about 5 people the first time around who we had a conversation and it was not the right fit for them. So you can trust my honesty around that. Anyway, I am going to jump off, send this through when I'm able to press enter on it. For whatever reason, I can't right now. And yeah, I will speak to you all soon. Big love. Bye.